Hey everyone, welcome to this new moon Sidereal astrology forecast for the new moon on Tuesday and Wednesday, August 18th and 19th, 2020. Alright, so new moon in Leo. If you were expecting me to say Virgo just then, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. We are using the actual size of the constellations, which is different from mainstream astrology. Alright, so Leo the Lion, time of new beginnings with the side of ourselves that is passionate. It's really about connecting to the things that we love, also the people that we love, and expressing ourselves fundamentally. So great time to do a status check with this side of ourselves and see how we can cultivate this more passionate, expressive, creative, or even just playful and fun-loving and entertaining side of ourselves for this next lunar month. Now, the new moon, no harsher aspects with it. Most of the aspects are on the easier side. We do have a conjunction up to Mercury. So maybe with this, maybe specifically communication, expressing ourselves through communication, maybe some interests around learning or using our minds in some way could also be great with this. And we have a trine up to Mars, who's been more of a challenging aspect this part of really the year. And in this case, a little bit of support in regards to our more assertive side, and maybe seeing how things are linking up a little bit with our willingness to be a little more receptive with Mars and Pisces, to put action and initiative towards the currents of life, where the flow of life is, and maybe feeling a bit confident, independent, and assertive with a bit of this fiery mixed with a little bit of watery energy. All right, so let's take a look at all this as well as a overview of the new moon here in more detail when we return. All right, so here is the chart here for the new moon. The exact time will be at 22:53 Eastern time of the Americas on August 18th. But for all intents and purposes, regardless of where you are in the world, we'll be feeling this both Tuesday and Wednesday, the 18th and 19th. All right, so again, the actual size of the constellations, we're using true sidereal astrology. You will notice a lot of the signs are different, like if you're expecting me to say that the new moon is in Virgo. So again, if you are new, definitely check out the link down below for more information, but we're essentially using the visible sky called true sidereal astrology. All right, so first of all, new moon, it is the lowest energy phase of the lunar month, and we do start to gear up for new beginnings. And in this case, as we do approach the early part of next week, it is good to finalize and complete things from the previous lunar month. But after the new moon, once we start to build a little bit of momentum with it, starting to ask ourselves, how can we start to develop this Leo side of ourselves? So again, Leo the Lion, it's all about the side of ourselves that is proud of the things that we love, the things we enjoy, the things we're passionate about, and either getting involved with these things, focusing on these things, and just getting more in touch with that side of ourselves, right? So Leo is a side that is expressive, is fun-loving, is creative, is playful, right? And just simply wants to do the things that give us energy, right? So focusing on the things or people we love that gives us energy, passion, enjoyment, some fun, right? Things like this. So new beginnings for some of us could be with hobbies, with interests. For others, new forms of creativity or other forms of self-expression. Others just simply expressing ourselves maybe more in our lives or in our relationships. And for others, maybe just doing the things that we find entertaining or fun. Really good to get in touch with this side of ourselves. So fresh new start with this and asking ourselves, how can we develop this side for the next roughly 29 days here of the new upcoming lunar month. Now the new moon will be conjunct up to Mercury. So this brings in a little bit of the Gemini energy where we do have Venus at the moment. And so this could be the very inquisitive or curious or interested side as well. So with this, are there things that maybe involve learning, using our minds, reading, writing, these kinds of things that are about gaining knowledge and information that maybe we could be passionate about or enjoy. Or again, just simply maybe in our communications, getting into more of that fiery energy behind those. So great to also set intentions with all the things that we're interested in the sense of learning about, of gaining information about, and communicating could be a very supportive way of working with this new moon. Now do keep in mind that Mercury is almost, let's just say is very often in a conjunction with new moon, since Mercury is always next to the sun. But in this case, this is quite a close conjunction within 2 degrees. So this will probably be pulling a lot on that Mercury energy, which again is in Leo. Now, the aspects, as you can see, no major squares. We do have some trines up to Mars. And Mars has been in watery Pisces for over the last 2 months. And so this has been really this deep ocean feeling of, when it comes to us taking action and initiating things, having to be a little bit more receptive and kind of, check in with our intuition and see that there is a much larger plan or picture or cosmic energy that's involved that we may not be so aware of consciously or practically or tangibly. So it's been super important to be more receptive when making plans, when taking initiative and taking action in our life. But now with the new moon, we do have a bit of support with Mars. Now do keep in mind that this part of the year, Mars is squaring up to these outer planets that have been playing a huge role on a lot of the collective shifts that we've been seeing this year. So there is this kind of still challenging energy involved that, again, it might be a bit challenging to be more receptive and to check in with our soul guidance and this kind of stuff when taking action. But nonetheless, with the new moon, there is support with it. So I do feel like from this fiery new beginning, which is the fire sign of Leo, in good harmony to fiery Mars, there can be some good sense of maybe confidence, feeling like taking initiative, some assertiveness and directness. But it will likely be because we've become a little bit more receptive, right? Mars is about to go retrograde back through Pisces, which is going to put Mars in Pisces all the way until January of next year. So very long transit here. But Mars right now is very well in the constellation at the very far end of Pisces, which is usually that we've developed enough of the energies that we're a bit of a kind of experienced or at least acclimated to that energy by now. So in this case, I think there is more of a supportive energy, collectively speaking, to be more willing to go with the flow, to be more receptive, and again, to check in with our inner guidance and intuition when taking action. So a little bit of harmony there with Mars. Now, there is also a minor aspect I do want to mention because it is involving these outer planets. And this is the inconjunct or the quincunx aspect between the new moon and Saturn specifically, this green line here. Minor aspect, but still nonetheless, what this is suggesting is with these changes we've been seeing this year, this whole restructuring with systems, with our own systems and foundations, and also with our perception with Sagittarius, it is good to see that maybe this is another good time to challenge ourselves with that. Are there some things you do want to build for the long term that will take time, that maybe you can set some new intentions with in this new beginning? Could be very supportive, right? It could be a nice step in the right direction from the more yearly sense of whatever has been a more long-term thing in your life or something you've had to be patient or persevering with or just see the long road with, that again, there can be a nice step in the right direction with regarding this new moon. All right, everyone, so that's the new moon in a nutshell. Very straightforward. Sometimes we talk about the ruler, but the ruler is the sun. The ruler of Leo is the sun, already concentrated in Leo, obviously putting a lot of emphasis on this part of the sky. So Leo the lion, the sign that is, really about expressing ourselves, doing the things we love, we're passionate about, connecting to the things and people close to our heart, and, the things we're proud of in this sense, right? And wanting to give. Leo's highest expression, being opposite Aquarius, is all about how can we give of ourselves, which could be the creative or the expressive side of it, but also, the joy and the satisfaction of giving or being a part of something larger than ourselves or contributing to something larger than ourselves is always a great way of balancing the Leo energy. But nonetheless, really good to ask ourselves these questions. What do we love? What do we enjoy? What do we find fun? And how can we cultivate more of this expressive energy moving forward? Maybe a little bit of curiosity, interested, or communicative energy, good to set intentions with. Some maybe assertiveness or willingness to be more receptive with the trine to Mars, and a good opportunity to challenge ourselves towards the larger context of the year to move some things forward. Again, as we approach the new moon, do let the previous cycle's energies complete, finalize, and maybe release some things, and then slowly going through the rest of this week, seeing if we can set some new intentions or just notice how we can implement some of these, this sort of fresh new start that we do have in the monthly sense. All right, so everyone have a fantastic new moon. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, be sure to click that like button. And also, if you're not part of the MTZ Insiders newsletter, definitely check out the link down below for that. But I wish you an awesome new moon. Have a great one, and I'll see you all in the next forecast. Take care.